Hello and welcome back to CSC 253, Advanced C# Programming. My name is Alan. In our last video, we were introduced to some basic ideas, concepts, and classes associated with reading and writing data to a file from our program. In this video, we will look at how to direct a program to write data to a plain text file. I'm going to use the program that we made in our GUI series and alter it slightly to achieve this functionality. The first thing we need to do is to create an object that will handle the connection from the program to the file. This object is known as a file stream. I can do this at the top of my form class right before its constructor. I'm just going to name this file stream output. And the object hasn't exactly been declared yet, or initialized rather. We're just declaring the variable which will hold that object when we're ready to use it. Next, I will create the object or the variable for the object that is actually responsible for writing data. This is known as the stream writer. I will create it right underneath the file stream that we declared. I named this variable file writer. Now in the original version of this program, we simply took the data that was stored in the text property of the text box object and output it through the text property of the label object. We're still going to do that, but we will also write that data to a file. Now, usually when a user saves a document, they are presented with a prompt and asked to name the file they want to create. For simplicity, however, we will simply create that in our program code. We really just want to see the file writer in action. So I will create a string variable and assign it the name of the file that we want to create. The string I created is of the variable name filename, and I assigned to it the string name test file. This is going to be the name of the file that is created when the application is run. Alright, so let's go to the button click event and alter its code to write the data from the text box to a file. So first, let's initialize the objects of FileStream and StreamWriter that we declared earlier. Output was the name that we had assigned to our FileStream variable. So I will initialize that object first. The arguments that I'm passing in the FileStream constructor will be the name of the file and the access that the FileStream has to this file. And next I will initialize the file writer object. The arguments that I will pass to its constructor will be the name of the file stream object that is handling the connection. Alright, and to actually get the data from the text box to the file, I'm going to add the following line of code. It's going to call the WriteLine method of the FileWriter object and pass to it the text property of the label. So it will actually take the text that is in the label and write it to the file. And finally, after all of this is done, we want to close the streams between the file writer and the file stream. And that can be done with the simple close method of each object. Alright, so now that the coding is done, let's actually build and run this and see what happens. It looks like I have an error, and it would be my variable name. So I will fix that. Alright, and now let's run it. So I'm going to type something into the text box. Write me to file. And if everything works as planned, when I hit the button, the event will now not only take this text and put it into the label, but also write it to a file. Alright, it looks like everything went okay. So let's actually check the file now. So I'm going to go into the release directory of our solution directory and open this test file with Notepad. Well, that wraps up our video for how to write data to a file. I apologize for the syncing issue that occurred towards the end of the video. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but I believe you nonetheless got the idea of what was going on.